I told my father the other night that the insurance I really want to get for him and me is called corporate-owned life insurance. C-O-L-I. Coli. Like an E. coli. How fitting. With or without your consent, your employer is permitted by law to take out life insurance on you. It can, in fact, take out life insurance on everybody who works for it. Who gets the money when you all die? Your employer does. Dad pointed out that theoretically this would give them motivation to kill you. That, of course, would be for the same reason, as Michael Moore points out in his new movie, Capitalism, a Love Story, that you can't buy fire insurance on the house of the guy who lives next door to you. Golly gee, that's right, suddenly you'd have a motive to burn down his house, and the world is already too much like that symbolically to make it a little bit like that in reality. No, it's really unlikely that even the most evil corporation would think of killing you to get a payout from the coli insurance plan. It exists for much more mundane and passive reasons. You're going to die anyway, and the tax laws of this country are such that if your company has 100,000 employees, it can take out small, whole-life policies on everybody and just let the actuarial tables do the work for it. $10,000 here, $20,000 there, maybe $50,000 back here, and all of it is tax-exempt. Oh, and your employer can borrow the money to pay the premiums on the secret insurance it has on you, and the interest on that loan is tax-deductible. And your employer can, in essence, overpay the premium it has on you and your fellow drones. And the extra money in the kitty is called cash value. And it can be stuck into a pension benefit plan or other product of the mad, mad world of accounting. And cash value is also tax deferred. It can be returned to your employer later as a tax-free loan. And if your employer goes bankrupt, the cash value in those insurance policies, it's protected by the tax laws from creditors. In short, your employer can get a tax-deductible loan to buy insurance on you that until this past June he didn't even have to tell you about. And the money is first tax-deferred and then tax-free, and then when you die, the payoff it gets is tax-exempt. And when the company dies, the boss still gets to keep the money anyway from the creditors, even if somehow you, the guy on whom your boss has surreptitiously taken an insurance policy, you happen to be one of the creditors. Tough. And even though it's based on insurance on your health and your life, all that tax-free, tax-exempt, tax-deferred money not only does not go to you, it also does not go to the government. And so if we really are ever going to do anything about federally supported health care as an alternative to these private insurers, there's that much less tax money to do it with. And some of the money that isn't going to you and isn't going to the government is going to strengthen the already monolithic insurance companies. And just in case this isn't a sweet enough deal, the government is almost silent about telling that employer of yours what kind of health insurance it must give you. And year after year, the companies get smarter and more audacious about either cutting what your health insurance covers or cutting the number of employees the health insurance covers, or both. And if that still is not sweet enough, there is also something called the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors, and it has a political action committee, IFAPAC. And last year, IFAPAC had $1,492,000 worth of campaign money with which to buy politicians. And you'd be amazed how many of them you can buy with even $1,492,000. And these are the same people who are not only influencing the health care debate, spending more than $1 million a day to defeat reform, they are also the same people who, by raising your premiums and cutting your reimbursements, who by manipulating prices at hospitals and doctors' offices for everything from tongue depressors to enemas, who by influencing health care in this country more effectively and more selfishly than a dictator could ever do, these are the people who decide what kind of health care you get, how much you pay for it, and whether or not they'd rather not see you get it. It is your skin, literally. And it is the hands of people, insurance companies, who can still make money by betting against your good health. There's only one comfort here, and it is cold indeed. Profit while you can, insurers. Sickness and death wait not just for your customer, they also wait for you, and they are double parked. The doctor who treats you and the pharmacist who makes you pay through your nose are not your enemies in this. It proves they are as much victims as you and I are. And the time has come to realign this battle here so that it is not just us versus the entire medical and healthcare establishment. It is us and the doctors and the nurses and the pharmacists and maybe even some of the hospitals against the real enemy, the insurance companies. The insurance companies who are right now at war against America. That's where I'll pick it up when the special comment continues.